Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, we know this does not work. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods here. And I got to tell you, we sit 59 days, 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 40 seconds away from kickoff, and it cannot get here soon enough. Poor Miss Jackie. Poor Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie is losing her mind because she just can't wait till we start talking about actual play on the field. Miss Jackie ends up sending me all kinds of articles and stuff to make sure I'm up to speed with everything in case I miss anything. And she sent me this message and she said, Lord, 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 I'm about to lose my mind. Here we go again with Pro Football Focus having another trade Dak Prescott video or cut bait. And so I'm going to appease this article and stuff. Rather than extend Dak Prescott, Pro Football Focus argues it may be better for the Cowboys' future to cut bait. Okay, I'm going to go through and I'm going to appease them on this. Okay, so let me go through the rationale. After leading the Dallas Cowboys to a 32-16 record in his first three seasons as a starting quarterback, Dak Prescott is due for a big payday. As he approaches the final year of his rookie contract, the pressure on the Cowboys to offer him an extension grew when NFC East rival Philadelphia gave Carson Wentz a $128 million extension of his own. When speaking with members of the media, of course, Dak Prescott said he wants to be a Cowboy forever. I can't blame him for that. I want to be a Cowboy forever too, a productive Cowboy forever. But how much will the Cowboys break the bank to lock down their soon-to-be 26-year-old quarterback? According to Pro Football Focus writers, the Cowboys shouldn't be so fast to give Dak Prescott a record-setting deal. Okay, all right, so that's where we are. They're saying, hold, not so fast. Hold up. Because there's all kinds of quarterbacks out there. I mean, even though we can't seem to even find a backup quarterback, but go on. If it were us, it would be a tough sell to keep Dak for anywhere near the top end of the quarterback market. Prescott was a top 10 player in the position when everything went right in 2016. Some things improved on the surface in 2018, allowing them to reclaim the division title. However, a deeper look shows a 500 team propped up by a pretty good defense and a solid support around a profoundly average quarterback. Okay. While it will be difficult to cut bait on one of the better stories of the position in recent years, it's likely the best decision for the boys to make. There's so many quarterbacks in the draft that we could just grab another one. Let's keep on going. Prescott threw for a career high 38, 85 yards last season and 22 touchdowns. However, those marks were ranked 15th and 16th respectively among NFL quarterbacks last season. Which is true. I will give you that. Pro Football Focus also used numbers of its own on the back of the argument that Dallas should consider not giving Prescott an extension. Okay? The most predictive aspect of a quarterback play, the ability to throw, grades negatively by Pro Football Focus, Prescott was 25th among qualifying quarterbacks last season. He was an average passer from a clean pocket, despite an average depth of target below 7.5, a yard lower than his rookie season. All this led to Dallas' signal caller to earn only the 19th best above replacement among all players at the position in 2018. And I'll give you that. But I'm going to ask a quick question here. Because let's think about the 2016 season. Let's think about where the Dallas Cowboys were. One, the offensive line was in great shape, which always helps any quarterback. Because any quarterback that's running for his life, I will give you, is going to have a lot more problems. Tony Romo was great scrambling around and making stuff up on the move. But with that, you also had the Tony O-nos. As many great plays, we'd have a lot of ones that weren't so great as well. So I'm not saying that Tony Romo was bad. Tony Romo was incredible. But you can't live on having a bad offensive line. Second thing, when we look at the 2016 season, I believe we had Dez Bryant, we had Cole Beasley, we had Terrence Williams, as well as Jason Witten. Jason Witten, who was a bit younger. So we had a better tight end. And until Amari Cooper, we had a better wide receiver core. And to follow that up, I want to bring up something else in here because what they always end up saying, because here's the thing. You have to look at the season as two seasons last year. There was the first 8 games before Amari Cooper, where Dak was averaging about 200 yards a game, versus the second half when he was averaging about 255 yards a game passing. Clearly, night and day difference. His statistics jumped. Why? Because he had talent around. And I know that's the whole knock. Well, he has to have people around him. Well, everybody has to have people around him. Troy Aikman had Emmitt Smith, best offensive line in football, Jay Novacek, Alvin Harper, Michael Irvin. But let's look at one other aspect here, because what doesn't seem to be put into the mix and the thought is the people that were around Dak as well. And understand that Dak Prescott is the number one tight window passing quarterback in the NFL, which means your receivers aren't getting separation. You don't want to have to throw into a tight window. You want to throw to a man that's wide open. So let's go through last year and look at the ranking of wide receivers, of the top tier ones. Because if you're one of the great wide receivers, an Antonio Brown or a Hopkins and things like that, you're getting separation and you're making your job easier for your quarterback. Let's see how many Cowboys are on the list. Oh, and by the way, this is a quote from Stephen Jones here. And boy, did he learn. I think you can estimate that there are 10 number one receivers in the league and 22 others that get it done in another way. Dallas Cowboy Vice President Stephen Jones, after the release of Dez Bryant. Okay, let's go through the list. So the list they have in 4 categories: clear number ones, not quite number ones, emerging number ones, and committee attacks. All right, so clearly a number one, DeAndre Hopkins, no doubt about it. The guy can jump out of the building. The guy can get separation. He can catch any kind of ball that comes near him. It's like he's got Spider-Man hands, okay? There's no argument there. Antonio Brown got paid. Now he's going to Oakland. Let's see with Derek Carr throwing to him how well he does. A.J. Green, another lights out. Odell Beckham, when he's got his head in it and he's healthy, is definitely there. Julio Jones, can't argue with that. Keenan Allen, yep. Larry Fitzgerald, he's beating Father Time right now. So that is the best, true number one wide receivers. All right. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael Thompson, and he's looking to get paid. Demaryius Thomas, Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, Allen Robinson, Doug Baldwin, T.Y. Hilton, Michael Crabtree, Kevin Benjamin, Alshon Jeffries, where's the Cowboys? Julian Edelman. That's the list of clear-cut number one wide receivers. Clearly, you need to have one of those. Okay, tier 2. Devin Funchess, not a bad wide receiver. Marquise Lee, not bad either. And you'll see how he does with Nick Foles thrown to him. Pierre Garçon. And then the next list, emerging. Well, we can kind of change the Amari Cooper to a true number one. He was rated as a tier 3. Corey Davis, Robbie Anderson, Devontae Parker, Josh Dotson. Josh Dotson hasn't hardly played. And now, tier 4, the bottom of the barrel. Committee attack. Josh Gordon, Jarvis Landry, Adam Thiessen, Stephon Diggs. This is going into last year's season. Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins got $16 million, by the way. Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Brandon Cooks. And here we are finally at the bottom of the barrel. Allen Hurns and Terrence Williams. The Cowboys say they will go with committee approach to receivers, but Allen Hurns is the only wideout with a 1,000-yard season to his credit, with 1,031 yards in 2015. He did not top the top 500 yards in his final 2 seasons with Jacksonville, which he played in part of his release. Although he missed 11 games in 2016 and 2017, the Cowboys need him to replace the 2012-2014 Dez Bryant, who averaged more than 1,200 yards and double-digit touchdowns. But they will need him to be the leader of the committee. He had a good start in his work with Dak Prescott in the offseason program, but will need to continue once training camp starts. Yeah, that's it. So until Allen Hurns got there, we had the bottom of the barrel wide receivers. And I'm not saying that Dak Prescott is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, but I have to say, I have to preface it that you have to look at the people he's throwing to. And I know people will say, well, he has to have people around him. Well, you didn't have Matty Ice throwing to Terrence Williams and Allen Hurns. You didn't have Big Ben throwing to those guys. You didn't have Aaron Rodgers throwing to those two guys. You didn't have Derek Carr. You didn't have, Tom Brady throwing to guys that were that low. We honestly were the bottom of the barrel, yet we were still able to get, unfortunately, Amari Cooper there, which changed the narrative. And if you're going to go through and use those numbers in totality, they are legitimately correct, but it's not really the whole picture. You give him tools to work with, he will be as productive, if not more so, than anybody else, because he doesn't turn over the football. He doesn't waste the opportunities, and he's ice cold, blood in his veins when the game is on the line. So I think we can take this crap and throw it out here, because if you let him go, I'm going to go ahead and appease you guys. Who you getting to be your quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys? I'll wait, because you've got a team right now that's ready to win. Best chances in the draft, and how long are you going to wait for that to work? I'm Mark Holmes, and I'll see you guys here tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern.